And welcome back here to Mesquite, Texas. Ken Buckner on the call here in game number 1 of this best-of-3 series between Fort Worth All Saints and the Brook Hill School out of Bullard, Texas. Bottom of the 5th. And All Saints comes to bat with their 7, 8, and 9 hitters, leading off Will Shipman, the junior left fielder, reached first on a walk back in the bottom of the 2nd. His first pitch, belled high, and strike 1. The 73rd pitch thrown in this outing by Miguel Vega. The past 2 innings had totals of 17 and 11, so that pitch count has not quite the concern as it was. This one is skied and completely lost in foul territory to the right side of the infield by first baseman Ty Overbeek. He had no idea where that ball was and was trying to get help from anybody wearing any semblance of orange, but nobody else could help him. So it is not necessarily a windy night. I don't know. Well, now it's started to pick up a little bit, but blowing in from right field at about 10 to 12 mile an hour, steady. And the 0-2, and that one fouled off of Will himself. But completely clear conditions here at Tillery Field in Mesquite, Texas. Not a cloud to speak of. And there have been plenty that have been lost just in the twilight above. So Will getting his bearings and his sea legs back under him after chopping that one foul off his right foot. And left fielder Shipman steps back in. His 41st rather at bat of the season. Will Shipman inserted into the starting lineup as this one spoiled well out of play to the left side. Inserted into the starting lineup back in the area round in that 6-1 Austin St. Regent's game. 6-1 victory for All Saints. That Shipman went 2 for 3 in with 2 RBI, a double, and came around to score twice. He pops this one up out of play, and as generous and spacious as the foul territory is here at Tillery Field, that one was caught by the wind and pushed. Past the bullpen on the Brook Hill side, which both bullpens completely silent at this point. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody away and nobody on. The pitch, and high and outside, but swung on, and it'll fall for a single out in left field. That would have been ball 1, but Will Shipman got the barrel on it. And he is aboard for the 2nd time today here in the bottom of the 5th. Tying run comes to the plate in the catcher Mason Speaker, who flew out to center back in the 2nd inning. As the Saints are sticking with the white-on-white jerseys, they have done that during this 9-game winning streak that they carry into tonight. And a check swing, and that fouls the ball off towards the first base side to Jason Alfaro, the assistant coach. Two assistant coaches here on the staff for All Saints. James Kincannon, one of those assistants. Jason Alfaro, the other. And, of course, head coach Mike Fahler. Quick check on Will Shipman down back in time over at first. That's another thing that the Saints have switched up during this winning streak, as Mason pops this one up over second base, shallow right field, and making the catch. Not losing this one was Carson Richards, and one away in the bottom of the 5th. Will Shipman still stands over there at first. But yeah, Jason Alfaro was inserted at one point to coach over there at first. Saints won that game. Fahler said, all right, well, let's not move anything. Let's nobody change socks or anything. They didn't change jerseys. They washed them. But And a nice little slapper line drive that gets by on the right side of the infield. Will Shipman thought it was caught and a force at second because of that indecision. So Shipman is out on the base running error, so to speak, but on at first to take his place now with 2 away is Cedric Bowman, who slapped that ball just off the glove you see there of Ty Overbeek, who got leather on it, slowed it down a little bit, but couldn't stop it. So 2 away and back to the top of the order with a runner at first, Cedric Bowman. 2 for 3 on stolen bases on the year, and Bowman can fly. Here's Jacob Speaker, and this one low and away, and it bounces, and that will allow Cedric Bowman to go to second and to third, sliding in without a throw. So on the called ball, that bounced off the turf, trampolined itself to the left side. Josh Jenkins behind the plate had no clue where it went. By the time he found it, it was too late, and already rounding second by that time was Cedric Bowman. So over at third, the 3-1 and a check swing, and Jacob Speaker holds back. 2-0 the count. With 2 out, runner at third, and Cedric Bowman. New Jackie Robinson, the Saints into the postseason, as that was low and away, in stealing home in extra innings, the bottom of the 8th against Southwest Christian. That secured the Saints spot in the postseason when the Saints won that, as Mike Fahler sent Cedric Bowman, and there's a 4-pitch walk by Miguel Vega. We'll get an update on his pitch count here in just a second. So now runners at the corners, 2 away. The Saints have a tying run over at first, and we're going to get a pinch hitter for Andrew Bird. And T. Laughlin comes in. T. Laughlin, the junior, a .240 batting average, .321 on-base percentage, 3 RBIs on the year, and he has a solitary double, no home runs or triples. But T. Laughlin, also speedy along the base paths too, and was dealing with still the effects throughout most of this baseball season from an injury he sustained back during football season. So Laughlin comes in to bat for Andrew Bird, the junior, subbing in for the senior. It's been quite some time since we've seen T. Laughlin at the plate. This will be only his 26th at bat of the year, 29th plate appearance. He's only played in 10 games, and is typically, if used, as a courtesy runner. So runners at the corners, 2 away. Vega stays in the game after the brief mound conference. And here comes T. Laughlin. And Mike Fahler's decisions lately and substitutions and whatnot have been on the money, as this breaking ball comes in and catches the outside part of the plate, and Laughlin goes down to the count 0-1. And Jacob Speaker over there at first, aboard with a walk, 7 for 9 on stolen bases this season. He has a marginal 2-step lead. His right foot just on the grassy part of the turf. And that one low and outside, and stopped nicely by Josh Jenkins, who's getting a workout in this inning behind the plate. It's turning into a CrossFit routine for the catcher. 1-1 the count. And this one popped up off the fists and foul out of play behind the grandstands. So here we go. And if not for the mismanaged running along the base paths early in this inning by Will Shipman, this would be a 3-2 game, perhaps. 1-2 the count. 2 away, runners at the corners. And taking off is Jacob Speaker, and no throw on a high fastball called a ball. and Speaker will swipe second. And now both runners in scoring position, as the count moves to 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away and 2 on at second and third. Cedric Bowman at third, Jacob Speaker at second. And it's a curveball, and that one fouled off nearly at our cameraman. Take a duck. Robert Bell saw his life in high definition flash right before his eyes. Count remains at 2-2. And Vega remains in this contest, trying to battle his way out of this inning. A 3-1 Brook Hill lead. Curveball high and inside, and that'll load the count. "90 pitches thrown so far by Miguel Vega. Here in the bottom of the 5th, and still nothing brewing in either bullpen. Payoff pitch, and it's a big one. This one slapped, skied right side, drifting foul, but Ty Overbeek chasing it, and it falls out of his glove. As just before he was about a half step from running into the wall, take a look at your screen right here, or more the fence that had an opening there at the All Saints dugout. You see the ball trickle out and into the All Saints dugout. Ty Overbeek goes as the stands start to rumble here at Tillery Field. The 9th pitch of this at-bat. Pardon me, the 8th pitch coming of this at-bat. T. Laughlin, who is pinch hitting in this one for Andrew Bird. Runners at second and third. A 3-1 Brook Hill lead. The pitch, curveball, the sky, and still spinning, foul, chance, and the catcher falling as he does it, digs up the on-deck turf and makes the catch for the 3rd out, and it's like they just won the World Series. But the way fly balls have been swirling in the air tonight, this is no small feat in a very big ballpark and a huge play. Loving it there. That retires it. No runs off of 2 hits. No errors, and 2 left on, both in scoring position. Still 3-1 Brook Hill. Top of the 6th we go after this on the Texas 24/7 Television Network.